I believe that every human life is uniquely valuable and capable of enriching the lives of others and the world around us. And while it is certain that money is a tool that we can use to measure how we're deploying that value, money itself doesn't determine value. We do get paid for the value we bring or add to the marketplace, although most often we hear it referred to as the economy. But each of us can determine how we're going to use our intrinsic value, our gifts, our talents, our native abilities, and our skills to enhance the lives of others and improve the world around us. This cycle of exchange, the process of giving and receiving, is how the whole global economy works. This is how churches and charities and foundations are formed, how businesses and organizations are built, how institutions of learning are established and governments sustained. There is no economy without you or me. I mean, were it not for people, our human and our intellectual capital, your knowledge, your skills, your expertise gained from a life of experiences, I mean, the wisdom that you've gained from others. Without you and me, there are no financial markets. There's no Google, no Apple, no Oprah. When I finally realized and embraced this, everything in my world began to shift. I went from not having enough money to finish my engineering degree at Howard University, not having enough money to pay my rent for a room in a house that I shared with other Howard students. I went from essentially being homeless to, in a few short years, building $1 million business, earning over $100,000 a month, and becoming a millionaire by my mid-20s. What changed? I met my first millionaire mentor, and he introduced me to a different way of thinking. He introduced me to the timeless universal principles and laws that govern success in any endeavor and work for anybody. I came to understand that my destiny, your destiny, is not dictated by the conditions of our birth or our present circumstances, but by our decisions. It's our choices that determine the outcome of our lives. You and me, we have the power to choose. We can learn the principles and practices used by the world's most successful people, and not just today, but throughout history. No matter what your struggles are today, there are strategies that can be used to turn your trials into triumphs. It's all a part of the journey. From each of the perceived failures that I've experienced, I've learned a lesson of greater value. And I'm passionate to share with you and with the world that we can overcome any obstacle. In every area of our lives, whether it's financially, physically, spiritually, socially, we can win. No matter how you choose to define prosperity, whether it be financially or through fulfilled relationships with your family and friends, whether you gauge it by your spiritual connection or your service to your community or your country, we can learn what works and we can strive to master it. We should all strive for mastery. I often ask myself, if I can do better, shouldn't I? We can make a habit and a practice of applying the principles that have been used by the world's most successful people. Today, I enjoy the privilege of spending time with world leaders, from the President of the United States, Chairman of the Federal Reserve, policymakers, celebrities, titans of industry, transformative global thought leaders, and true agents of change. I've learned that the only real difference between them, you, and me is how consistently they apply these principles. To the degree that we seek mastery, we will find success. It'll be in direct proportion to the level of excellence and mastery that we choose to practice and apply these principles that are universal and these laws that are immutable. I believe that I am obligated to share the wisdom that has been imparted to me. I believe that it is our duty to share our wisdom, and this is the only way to fulfill our true purpose. I believe we achieve our ultimate greatness and our highest, most fulfilled self in service to others. Money is one yardstick we can use to measure our service. And yes, in most cases, we can use money to gauge our success in our chosen endeavor. The mistake we often make is we use money to gauge our success. But success really is the progressive realization of our highest ideas. I mean, what's important to you? I mean, true success is the degree and quantity of significant accomplishments that you and I are able to achieve in a given amount of time with the resources available to you that's consistent with your most important values, dreams, and goals. I mean, that's the true meaning of success, and I believe you can succeed.